Welcome back to DriveOne, the place where car lovers, speed addicts, tech explorers, and automotive dreamers come together. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we take you inside the world of the newest machines, the rarest legends, and the most powerful icons long before anyone else does. And today, we're stepping into the world of a machine that needs no introduction, because some cars don't just exist, they live forever. This is the story of the Dodge Viper Roadster, a classic American monster returning in spirit as enthusiasts look toward what a 2026 revival could feel like. A car that has always been more snake than steel, more attitude than aerodynamics, more raw than refined. The Viper has always represented the purest version of American performance, and today we're diving into why it became a legend, what made it untamable, and why even today, the classic Viper Roadster feels like a glimpse into a future of pure muscle. The Dodge Viper Roadster was never a car meant for the faint-hearted. It didn't apologize, it didn't compromise, and it definitely didn't care about comfort. It existed for one purpose and one purpose only, to thrill. When the first generation arrived in the early 90s, it was an instant shockwave. A massive American 510 engine under a long hood, side-exit exhaust pipes hot enough to scorch your legs, no electronic traction control, no stability assistance, no soft edges, just raw power. It wasn't trying to be European, it wasn't trying to be civilized, and that's exactly why it exploded into automotive culture like a bomb. Now imagine that same spirit carried into the vision of 2026. Imagine the Viper Roadster, classic in design, with modern precision. The original Roadster had its own footprint, wide, low, muscular, and unapologetically aggressive. It looked like a creature ready to strike, and that design still turns heads anywhere it appears. The 2026 vision of the classic Roadster isn't about changing its identity but enhancing what made it iconic. The huge front hood with massive vents, the wide fenders gripping the road like claws, and that open-top Roadster feel that makes every throttle press feel like a punch of adrenaline straight into your chest. The beauty of the classic Dodge Viper Roadster is that it represents something the modern world rarely gives you anymore, the experience of driving without filters. No driving modes, no adjustable suspension systems, no software deciding how much power you should or shouldn't have. It was man versus machine, fused together by a massive V10 that could roar louder than any supercar of its time. Push the engine, and it responded instantly, no turbos, no delays, just pure displacement and brutal torque. The Viper didn't care if you were ready, it pushed you to be ready. Drivers respected it the same way they respect nature's predators, admiration mixed with a touch of fear. And that fear was justified. It demanded skill. You couldn't casually floor a Viper Roadster, it could snap, twist, and slide if you didn't treat it with precision. But that's what made it beautiful. It was a car that rewarded good driving and punished arrogance. A real driver's machine. The 2026 interpretation carries that same DNA, keeping the pure essence while imagining modern engineering enhancing the beast without taming it. One of the most iconic things about the Roadster was the open-top experience. No roof, no filters, just sky above and an American 510 roaring inches in front of you. That combination, the wind blasting your face, the engine shaking your bones, the exhaust rumbling under your seat, created an emotional connection few cars have ever matched. The 2026 version doesn't need complicated screens or luxury distractions, its luxury is the sound and the sensation. If there's one thing the Viper never needed, it was fakery. Everything was real, everything was mechanical, everything was alive. Driving a Viper Roadster is like holding onto a wild animal. It pulls, it claws, it screams, and every shift makes you feel like you're controlling something that doesn't want to be controlled. That's the magic that fans want back. And even though Dodge ended Viper production, the legacy remains so powerful that enthusiasts continue imagining what a modern-day Viper could look like if brought back in 2026 with the classic Roadster spirit. A blend of old-school brutality with just enough modern refinement to survive in today's performance world, without losing its soul. The interior of the classic Roadster was simple, almost minimalistic. No unnecessary buttons, no luxury distractions, no digital overload. Just gauges, pedals, a steering wheel, and raw driving mechanicals beneath your fingertips. The imagined 2026 take would elevate the materials, better leather, cleaner stitching, modern safety, but it still wouldn't dare overwhelm the driver. Because the Viper has always been about the road, not the cabin. And that is why it remains an icon. In an era where cars are becoming quieter, smarter, and more automated, the Viper Roadster stands against the tide. It reminds us of a time when driving meant responsibility, skill, and adrenaline. When you didn't need a computer to save you because the car forced you to learn how to save yourself. When power meant sound, heat, and vibration, not silent electric torque. And while the future of performance is changing, the legend of the Viper reminds us that emotions still matter. The 2026 concept of the classic Dodge Viper Roadster isn't just a car, it's a tribute to the last era of pure human-machine connection. A vision of what American muscle could still be if given the chance to breathe fire again. It's raw, loud, imperfect, dangerous, and unforgettable, exactly how a true Viper should be. Not every car becomes a legend. Only the ones that choose to be different. Only the ones that refuse to play safe. Only the ones that carry soul, heritage, and attitude. And the Dodge Viper Roadster will always be one of them. If you enjoyed this deep dive into an American icon, make sure you subscribe to DriveOne for more legendary machines, future visions, and high-performance stories. Your support keeps this channel alive and allows us to bring you the world's most exciting cars from every angle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next ride.